for the
Hey everybody! Wow, that's a hell of an intro. I don't know how we follow up on that, but thanks to our audience for joining us here today. We're here to play Clout Cards, and we're going to both play the game, and we're going to talk a little bit about why we built it the way it built it, what this kind of means for the bigger industry. We'll go around and do a couple quick introductions. My name is David. I work in product marketing at Eigen Labs. Scott, do you want to go next as the inventor?
Yeah, my name is Scott Connor, aka 0x Protocon. I am the director of protocol at Eigen Labs and the developer behind CLOUT CARDS.
Great. Nader, how about you?
Hey, director of developer relations, Eigen Labs, and a avid Texas Hold'em loser and player.
I'm very much in the loser category. Okay, okay. Like.
Hey, I'm AFK. I'm the Director of Applied Innovation at EigenCloud, and I'm also bad at poker, ready to lose.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, we'll have a contest between you and I, but who gets drained more. So, do we want to bring up the game board now, and then we can all join in? Okay. And for hey Scott, do you want to walk us through kind of like what's going on here in terms of like what we're connecting with, so that
yeah. So CLOUT CARDS requires 2 pieces of authentication. The first will be your wallet. That is where you bring your money in. And then the second is your Twitter account. That is to make sure that everybody knows who you are playing as. So if you connect your wallet and you connect your Twitter, and then you click buy in after doing a quick deposit, then everybody knows who you are. You got your money on the table. And then you can start playing.
Whoo! 1-1 with a terrible hand. Awesome. That one doesn't count though, so we had hardly anybody in there. So.
Oh, my seat's occupied. I gotta find a new one. It's crazy.
There we go. Now we see you.
All right, first real hand.
Yeah, Nader jumped the gun and started playing before you guys even got in. So, okay, so Jesus, this is gonna be hard to both play and talk at the same time. Okay, so Scott, when you thought about building this, like what was not working well, or you gave me kind of a rundown on some of your perceptions of a lot of the poker games and casinos that were like already out in the market, and what did you see as kind of the things you were trying to address and deal with, things you didn't like?
Yeah, so I mean, when I looked at some of the different poker games out there, I tried to assess how they were built. The first thing I noticed is that no one tells you how they're built. No one tells you how they operate. Very few even tell you where they operate. And so, you know, when you go through some of the flows, you end up in a situation where it's like, all right, you can bet like Bitcoin and Stellar, and some of these like other tokens, which makes you realize like, okay, it's not on chain if you can bet Bitcoin. Right. And they don't all in. What is this?
All in. That's crazy. Already?
We don't have a biggest losers leaderboard. We don't have a loser board.
I think you should.
I have the best hand. I have to protect it.
You've said that before with your bluffs. He's just trying to get an easy win here. You better have 2 queens. I'm gonna check the history here.
He's done a 0 ETH. What the?
Well, it's because he went all in. I'm not playing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad
I expected 2 queens with that all in. Okay. So you didn't know how they were built. You didn't know who they were run by. There was no verification features. You know, I barely like playing poker in, or really any physical card game in any casino, because of the sleight of hand and you know, some of the ways that it gets played. So I just wasn't satisfied, and I hadn't seen verifiable poker done well with UX. So, you know, after some of the other experiences building on EigenCloud, I thought that would be my next rev, was to give it a shot.
So how do I, as a player, know that you, as the operator, aren't rigging the game for me in the case of CLOUT CARDS?
That's right. So, I mean, without really having to understand like some of the core hardware technology, or really like looking through the code base, which you can do, it is on GitHub and linked in the documents. There's a little green button down there on the lower right. And if you clicked that, I'm gonna call, if you click that, and if our operator clicks that, you can see the hand history. And there's a couple of things that are happening inside of that draw out. The first is you get to see all the events that are happening in the hand once the hand is completed. And those events and their payloads and everything that happens inside of them, one, as a player or as a watcher, you can witness that, yes, I remember this. I remember when Nodder went all in, you know, on the flop. Those payloads are signed by the TEE. The TEE has a private key that exists inside of the enclave. Yay. That sits inside of the enclave, that only exists inside of the enclave. It's not logged. You can check the code, and it's not provided by me, the developer. So while I know the public address of the application, I do not have access to its private mnemonic and never have. So when they're signed by those, you know that that payload ran through the enclave. And so each of the individual actions can be verified by the TE. You're saying the TE recognizes this and ran through its code path to say like, okay, I signed it. The next thing that you can see, if you click on where it says like hand, and you see the 5 queen 7, if you click on that, there's 2 pieces, and then there's the deck verification. There's a pre-commitment and a reveal commitment. And so what we do is we take the entire deck JSON, a timestamp, and a random string of bits, and we sign that with the TEE's key. And that'll be a pre-commitment. So if you were to go into the hand start event, you'll be able to see that hash. And what those green checks mean is, let me see here what's going on. Man, what is this all-in junk? What is this all-in? I want to play poker. I don't want to roll dice. It's very clear that you guys don't know how to play this game. Once the hand is revealed, or once the deck is revealed at the end of the hand, you can completely reconstruct the digest and use basically EC. Oh, wow.
Woo! Woo! Yes.
That was
I think
wild.
you said that you were yeah, okay. Boom. There we go.
You can basically recover the hand. So if you do deck commitment verification, you say see full deck, you see the full deck, and then you can see that the hashes match. And so you see the commitment on the hand start, and then you see us reconstruct it from the deck that was provided at the end. So there's no way to modify the deck or people's cards without that failing.
I think I should just quit now while I'm ahead before you guys take all the money. I just want.
How do I deposit more money, Scott?
Once you are under the big blind, you will be able to rebuy.
Okay.
I added that since the last stream because people were doing stupid things like this going on.
So if I understand correctly, the money is on chain, right?
Yes.
But the rest of the game is off chain, but we're still cryptographically protecting it.
Yes. Right? So all of the actions that move money are signed by the TEE. And the idea would be if you were to take the database and just dump it and provide, yeah, you can join. join the table. If you have the Sepolia ETH, you know, we will gladly make you go all in, apparently, on every hand. So it's all signed by the TE. And that's what moves the money around. And so if you take the database and were to replay the event log with all the signatures, you would end up with all of the materialized views of all of the other tables. And if there was any funny business, you'd end up with the database with different contents and would know. So the idea is that, like, okay, you know, every 10 minutes you dump the whole database, and then a simple verification script could tell you if an operator went in there and mucked with it.
Is there would there be any reason to use like a data availability solution instead of what you basically did is an encrypted a normal SQL database, right?
Essentially,
Okay.
the stuff isn't actually encrypted. I could encrypt it and then do decrypted. It would add some latency. What a data availability layer like EigenDA or something like that would provide is basically some level of guarantees that the data was available, that it can be retrieved. Although it's, you know, it's really about replication and like pure DAS sampling. It's not necessarily saying that, like, oh, an operator would actually, you know, let you retrieve it, right? Like that's a hard problem to solve. What DA does, though, is it signs the digest of that information through all the operators, saying that, like, this is in fact the data. IPFS with like content addressing hashing, like, kind of does the same thing. The reason I chose not to use a data availability layer like EigenDA for this would be the confirmation times. I'm not going to call that flop. And so, like, I don't know exactly what the confirmation times is. Maybe it's a few minutes. That would require people wait or trust that the data would eventually settle. So, you know, maybe if the database is small enough, you could like put the snapshots on there if you wanted. But as long as, you know, let's say this casino was taking a rake, they would have. Oh, I would have won that hand. They would have had reasons to keep the data available, right? Like, you want the trust. So it would have, the confirmation times would have slowed it down and increased the cost a little bit. There are plenty of applications where, like,
Oh, what?
Would work.
Okay. That's crazy.
Oh, I would have smashed you.
House.
Oh, I cannot believe that. On the river. So there were trade-offs, and I got probably 80% of the way there with the standard database and the private key inside of the enclave.
So AFK, you've mentioned to me before about how you think verifiable gaming in general is kind of a sector that is, I guess you could say, like, ripe to do better from a trustless point of view. Yeah, feel free to, like, elaborate on that. Like, what are your thoughts there?
I think that a lot of these, like, offshore casinos that people play on, you don't really know what the odds are if you're playing slots or any of these games. With, like, more regulated things, I'm sure that there's a lot of testing that's done with the software that folks are running with. But if you're on, like, Bodog or something in, like, Malta, you just can't have that amount of trust. So I think that what we really enable is folks are going to be able to actually check that the payout volumes of the average payout volumes values are what's being promised on the website. They'd be able to, like, run their own simulations and so on and so forth, and they'd be able to check that the software that they are running or they're betting against or that they're playing matches the software that was tested to produce those odds, if that makes sense.
Do you think that's just like a kind of a gambling-esque point of view, or do you think that applies to, you know, like what you might just call like recreational games?
I think for now, it applies more so towards gambling style things, but we see, like, gambling mechanics in more recreational games as well, right? Like with loot boxes for skins, and even like random chance games and like an MMORPG and so on and so forth, right? Spinning the wheel in Neopets back in the day. And I think that all of these things could be made much more trustless. Basically, all these users are putting their trust into the centralized entity that's running the game, whether it be like a gambling thing or whether it be like whoever created Neopets or anything like that. And they just don't have to do that. And Eigen compute just kind of enables you to skip that middleman and just be able to validate exactly that you know what you're getting yourself into.
Now, what about esports? I mean, people bet on esports outcomes. And as far as I know, there's like there's nothing particularly verifiable about esports from a from the architecture of the way the games work, right?
I think it's a bit hard for esports. Of course, you could have like an engine running similar to this. It's like some sort of policy engine that verifies that the rules were followed. I know that there is a project that called Biomes, I believe, that put all the rules of Minecraft on chain, and so would check that, hey, you didn't go beyond a certain amount of distance during this time, and so on and so forth. But for esports, I think that a lot of the cheating it happens client side, unfortunately. And it's hard to like validate the shared state of what's happening client side if someone puts like transparent like walls on or is like wall hacking locally or has some sort of aimbot that's running on their own machine. I do think it could be useful for validating breadcrumbing in like an MMORPG when you're like getting to certain story points, but maybe the tech isn't there right now to prevent cheating within esports.
Yeah, way back in the day of like LAN parties, I was a big cheater at Quake because I would do network capture, use a network capture protocol analyzer and like replay people's places on the maps, and then they would basically get frozen. So.
Oh, wow. That's not like aim. That's a level of cheating I am not familiar with, David.
Yeah, no, that's
like most people try to find an edge. They don't like crash the other guy and shoot him when they like can't move.
Well, yeah, that's right. So, yeah,
that's wild work.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
David truly has that dog in him. He's not going to practice grenade throws for 20 hours.
Wow, we legit split high card pair on that.
Wow.
I was going for the I had that flush draw.
Unlucky with the river.
So Nader, you're a pretty good DevRel hacker. You know, Scott's got the source code for this up there. Like, what do you think you would do with this if you wanted to like show people like how it was built and stand it up and maybe tweak it in some way? Or maybe I haven't thought about that yet. But
well, two things come to mind. First of all, just showing how simple it is to actually deploy something like this by just following the guide and the README. Just being able to clone, configure a few environment variables, and then run a CLI command and just have it live with the guarantees that Eigen Compute gives you is really cool. And I think that most developers just haven't ever built, I would say, products like this before. You know, they're either smart contract developers or they are just Web 2 developers. So this is kind of like a whole new paradigm almost. So I think just doing it is just like a cool experience to begin with. And now with Opus 4.5, it's just crazy good. I mean, it's just by far better than anything I've used in the past. I would just open up my text editor and I would add some crazy feature. I don't know. I might add some animations that kind of like when someone loses a hand, like they might have like, I don't know, Mortal Kombat style, like killing or something crazy.
Yeah, sound effects or something.
Like all types of crazy stuff you could do, you know, with vibe coding that, you know, it would take you weeks or months to experiment with. I think now we're in the age of like experimentation and agency, and you know, that's kind of my.
Oh, damn! I shouldn't have folded. It's crazy.
How much smart contract knowledge? You made the point about like Web 2 versus kind of like a smart contract engineer. How much smart contract knowledge? Actually, Nader or Scott, any of you guys answer this one. How much smart contract knowledge do you think somebody needs to have in order to like build this, basically?
Really not that much, right, Scott? Because most of the stuff that's happening is really just submitting like information from the game on chain as opposed to a lot of crazy on chain logic.
Yeah, I'd say less than 3% of the code requires
wow.
on-chain. Like there's a very simple escrow contract where you deposit. It'll emit a deposit event. The TEE listens to events from that contract, processes your deposit, and creates like an escrow entry for it. And then you ask when you want to withdraw your funds, you ask the TEE to say like, hey, I'm gonna fold. You say, hey, I want to withdraw some funds. It signs a message. Did you? Oh,
He
everybody
bluffed his way.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you raised good. Okay.
Yeah.
It signs a EIP 712 message from the TEE, and the smart contract escrow knows the TEE's public address and does a signature verification to be like, okay, I trust the TEE that you know, maybe you deposited 1 ETH and you're withdrawing 2, that like you are allowed to withdraw 2. So if you go and you look at the contract, outside of a few management functions of like setting the house and like doing an upgrade, the only thing it does is deposits and withdrawals, and that's it.
Got it. Which, I mean, from a player point of view, like to Nader's point, like I would want all the enhancements to be like in the gameplay, not necessarily like at smart contract level stuff, unless I'm overlooking something. But like,
so like I originally when I first started, and you can go into the code in the very initial commits and even see this, the tables and the seats were originally in the smart contract.
oh really?
Because I was like my original design was deposits and withdrawals happened right as you sat down and came up, but that split the game state between the back end and the smart contract. And there was just a crazy amount of like state shearing that I was having to deal with. And while I fixed it and I like figured everything out, it was just too complicated. So I just moved everything into the TE, and then the only thing the smart contract does is deposits and withdrawals, and it got a hell of a lot simpler.
Did it slow down the gameplay when you had more in the smart contract?
I didn't actually leave the architecture in that state long enough to know. I just realized like doing all of the hands and all the bets and all of like the table escrow, but then like having people and like making sure that they were still sitting. Like how do I enforce that somebody can't stand up mid hand?
Right.
Like you have to start to pull all that state into the smart contract, and they were too tightly coupled. And so like I just, 10 prompts later, like I moved it out.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's an awesome explanation of the architecture. Confidential compute's kind of expensive though, right? Isn't it? I mean, is this costing an arm and a leg to run this on TEs right now? Are we paying like thousands of dollars for every minute we play here?
No. I think the current metered billing for this instance would be like $500 a month.
Oh, okay.
But like if this was actually on mainnet, I'd produce a rake on these tables at $500 in like an hour. Right?
Okay.
Not to say that like that's my plan. I'm gonna call this, even though I shouldn't.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, like if you're building applications that people are using and you're taking fees on volume, then 500 is a rounding error for that. And so it's not prohibitively expensive. It does cost money. But because of the types of applications that you can build, it becomes a lot more affordable.
So, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about how real world casinos operate, but obviously they have a lot more overhead than anything online, way beyond what compute costs would ever be. It seems like you could build a gaming system that's simultaneously peer-to-peer. You could keep the rake modest from the player point of view because you just have to cover compute costs and a little bit of profit, and it would be just like a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like like casinos and physical operations have a ton of regulations, like
right. And
where
physical
cards
Yeah.
and the tables and how they're monitored with security cameras and who you let in and how the chips are handled and how the cards are dealt and how the pots are split and all you got like an army of people kind of watching each table, and they're kind of trying to control every input because all this is digital and it's verified. You don't have to do any of that.
Right.
And so the cost here is much lower, and you could run 1,000 tables. Maybe we'd have to increase the instance a little bit, but like you could easily run 1,000 tables, whereas that would be impossible in a physical building. Like your rent alone would be 5 figures a month just for the building and the parking spaces.
Whoa, I just got an interesting message. Total bet amount in, what is it, 5 billion gwei? What is it saying? What? I'm not used to doing math.
It shouldn't be in gwei. Did you get an error?
It says minimum raise is how many digits in that? It was like 4 billion gwei or something like that.
Okay, I'm going to take a note there. The errors need to be in ETH, not gwei. Okay.
Interesting.
It'll take me the same amount of time to fix that as it did to build the chat feature. One prompt.
Whoa.
Okay. Checking what I folded. Let's see another heart on the river. I want to see a heart on the river here.
When I bet, it gives me the option when it comes back to me. Is that correct, or am I missing something?
If it's been raised, then yes.
Maybe no. I feel like. Well, let me confirm this. I feel like when I bet, I end up getting the option later to check. I don't know if I'm tripping or if it's a bug, but I'm gonna.
After this hand, I'll check the events and see if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm having issues entering specific bet amounts as well. Like if I want to bet 0.1, sometimes it doesn't do it properly. Oh, you had a pair of 8s.
I hit the flush actually.
The flash. Oh, I see.
Yeah. I just was scared someone had a higher heart than me.
Let me take a look at the events here.
I love watching the hand history.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun, right?
I'd love that. This would be a cool thing, like Scott, like if at some point, if it could dump out like the hand history on a graph versus how much the pot was. Because right now it looks like totally random. Like it's not like the biggest pots are going to like the best hands, which may just mean we all kind of suck. But
that's definitely what's happening here. You did not get an inappropriate option to check.
Okay. So I'm just tripping kind of.
You checked after the flop, and then there was a bet and a bunch of calls. And then the turn had a bet and a call. Yeah, no, you didn't overcheck anything. I could win a hand here. That'd be nice. Yeah, you did a call, and then it was your turn after the flop, and then you checked. So that it felt like you had to do it twice, but that's because you were the dealer. So it was just that's the way that the turn mechanics worked. I am going to fold.
AFK, did you fold?
I folded to begin with. My hand was ass.
That's one thing I would say from a gameplay. It's not. I have to look a little closely to see who already folded versus who didn't.
Yeah,
if you folded, the cards just aren't there.
Oh,
that was something actually I fixed after the first stream. When you fold, your cards disappear.
Yeah. Okay.
So who's got that king?
Wait, Scott, I
Yeah.
also have a question. How many decks are in the? How many like decks is
One.
this? Oh, interesting. Does it tell us when it like shuffles and stuff?
I mean, it basically it shuffles after every hand.
Okay.
As far as I know, that's the way poker works. Is that you always start with it's not like
You
blackjack.
need
You have
1.4
like,
ETH?
Yep.
holy crap.
I think that's the biggest win so far.
It's Nishu just like handed him a stack away. That one.
I'm no longer in last place. Let's go.
Well, we should probably end it now since Nader just like cleaned us all out.
No way. I got to get this money back.
You gotta win your money back. Oh god, typical gambler behavior, man.
Dude, I traded meme coins for like 3 years. This is like nothing.
Honestly, can't wait until we can play on mainnet.
We'll have to figure out what that looks like.
I think it'd be fun to play on mainnet.
This would crush on mainnet.
Yeah.
I would have to upgrade the instance.
I was too chicken of a meme coin trader. Like as soon as I would get like a 3 or 4x or a 5x, I'd be like, okay, I'm out. Like I just didn't have it to like write it for.
So
Sounds smart.
we in the business would call you a Jeet. Like,
And he would be one of the
5X
only
is
people that
murder
didn't
money.
lose all their money though.
yeah, no, I round tripped my entire portfolio over 2.5 years.
Classic.
I mean, there are literally probably 0 meme coins that held their value, right? Am I wrong?
Rest in peace.
It depends on what meme coin you're in and when you
when you bought it, yeah.
you
What
bought
the
it.
price was.
I guess you're right. If you got in like on day 1 on something or like minute or second one.
Or you just bought it in the dregs of 2022 or something, right?
I mean, I started trading when WIF hit like 5 mil. I like through that whole season, I turned one soul into like 150 and then like kept trading after Trump, which was like a very bad decision, and like just slowly gave it all back.
I remember I bought Soul at like $28 right after, no, it was right after the FTX drama. And I picked $28 because that was the same price that Alameda bought.
That's right. Like, I'll buy it all and go F off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think I sold it when it got to like 180 or something like that. So
All in with 0.07. All right, fine. I'll call that shit. Yeah. Got my money back.
okay.
Some of it.
Uh-oh, it's Nishu is broke.
No, he just bought back in.
He aped back in.
How did he buy back in for 0.42 though?
That's a really interesting amount. Huh?
Maybe he just bought in for everything
He
left
just-
in his wallet.
No,
escrow.
I think the table. Maybe there's a bug. I think the table actually requires a minimum buy-in of half an ETH. Yeah, I don't know how he did that. All right, I'm gonna have to double check that one too.
Even if you buy back in,
Yes, it should use all the same code paths. So I'm gonna double check that. I mean, if you buy back in for less, then you're just gonna get muscled. So you have less than the minimum buy-in, but it shouldn't have let him do that.
This is really addictive. Even using Sepolia funny money, this is awesome.
Well, so that's the great thing about building poker is I don't have to invent a fun game. It's
Right,
just poker.
exactly. No, but also I'm saying the speed of it, it's really cooking along.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest part is when Nader forgets to bet and we have to wait 30 seconds for him to fold.
oh shit. I don't even know what my hand was.
It was like real time
Really good.
commentary. That was awesome. Nader, I like your idea of having like visual effects when something dramatic happens.
Be fun, right?
Yeah. I don't know enough about like what this is running on, if it could play sound or not. Like,
Buy back in don't have any limit. It was custom. Yeah, but you should have to buy back in for at least the minimum buy-in. So that's an edge case I need to check.
oh, we should share the chat feature as well. We haven't really highlighted that.
Yeah, so I think Pratik, who's sharing his screen, is not logged into Twitter, so he can't actually chat. But there is a chat feature.
Yeah.
I slow played you on that king on the flop. Yeah, set that hook, reeled you in. No. Thank you. All right.
Wow.
Told you I wanted to win my money back. Wasn't gonna let that happen.
AFK, you're almost broke.
I know. I won half an ETH and then lost it.
All.
Started buying shitters on pump with your winnings.
I know.
Amateur move. Pratik, if you want to highlight the chat, I'd probably just open a new tab and then switch. That way you're not like projecting your OAuth screen, which you're about to do.
It looks like we have some comments. A bunch of people are saying, can I play? Yes, you can play. Look at Dabbit3 on Twitter. I've shared the link, or you can just go to cloutcards.fun.
Yeah, we have one.
Oh, people are just watching us in real time? Okay.
Yeah, we have one seat left. All right, let's make this interesting.
Come on.
He commented, he said, buy back in, don't have any limit. It was custom.
Yeah, I need to go. I'll go look at that. That actually surprised me because I'm pretty sure I have a test case on that, but.
Ooh, not erased it?
No,
that was me.
Scott. But I called it.
Pratik, I'm going to ask you to like do that in a different tab if you can, because like this is a good hand and you're not showing it.
Whoa, another raise?
All right, let's fucking go.
Okay, might as well. Big pot here.
Some of you don't understand pot odds. That's fine.
I've only got 5 minutes left, so I gotta like this.
I'm putting Scott all in. Either you call or you fold. Everyone else is gonna call. Oh, David is in there too.
I gotta go out in a blaze of glory. Come on.
I need a 6 or a diamond, Scott. If that tells you anything.
Yeah, that means I'm gonna win this hand.
Oh,
whoa!
Oh wait, somehow I got a.
Whoa, that's a big split.
What kind of split pot?
He got a straight,
and
I got a 3 of a kind.
Trust everybody. And Scott.
The only person who didn't win anything was AFK.
I folded. I had a bad hand.
I lost.
I had a 6 and a 4, dude. I wouldn't have gotten anything here.
I was gambling that hand. It felt pretty good.
That's crazy.
I like my odds. I would do that again.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's got to go. That's got to go.
Three of a kind. I was gonna take that to the river.
That's got to go in the highlight reel.
That definitely stressed the UX there of like pot splits and winners. Like it.
Yeah.
Previously, before I had done this kind of like post hand display, there would have been no way that it would have been like, what happened? Like 3 people won, and we like the pots would have disappeared.
Right.
We would have been in the verification browser trying to figure out what happened. So
like who rugged us, right?
yeah, exactly. But that tells me that the new UX is a little bit better, because I don't see hands like that when I'm practicing or like testing, right?
Right. AFKs, what's your strategy now that you've got like pennies left? Oh,
I'm gonna all in on a random hand.
you gotta YOLO in.
That's the
Yeah.
plan. You got to double it up or triple or quadruple it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tongue, you want to looks like you're logged in and everything. So you just need to deposit. So there should be a button under that circle that says deposit. If you haven't done that yet, and then you can come back and sit down.
So we've stopped the technical talk, and now we're just mainly just playing.
I mean, the funny thing is that the game itself is pretty simple. Like,
yeah.
It's a Web 2 game running in a TEE with an escrow, and there's probably 60,000 lines of code, but I tab completed 0 lines. Like between knowing how protocols work, knowing how to build games, understanding web servers, and front end design, like Opus did the rest.
There must be a ton of other like just open source games on GitHub that you could like run with this with.
Honestly, it was easier just to build this thing from scratch than figure out
really?
how to like bolt it on. Yeah, I mean, it only took me 2 weeks.
Okay.
While I'm raising kids and cleaning the house and packing lunches and everything else. So it was, and then I had time to make the intro video as well. So like if you're an experienced developer and you have access to like Claude and this tech, like it's an open field as far as what sort of games you can build.
How long you used generative AI for the video too, I assume, and how long did that take?
End to end, including building the song with Suno, it was 3 hours.
That's pretty good.
So good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, I've been doing AI videos basically since Runway 2 came out, and I've followed the models basically all the way up. And my OG claim to fame was making Costco hot dog videos on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, my old account got nuked, but like I found this lip sync tech and was like one of the first people to post like lip sync AI videos. So what I would do is I'd take these old movie clips, like from like The Matrix, and I would clone the voices with 11 Labs and then run it through lip sync and then put it into Adobe and just make them say ridiculous shit about Costco hot dogs.
I thought you were talking about the hot dogs were singing, but okay.
I made some music videos as well. When Luma Dream Machine came out, I was able to and then Suno came out, I was able to make some good music videos. I even completely Weird Al Yankovic style made a Costco hot dog rendition of Forgot About Dre, like the entire 3.5 minutes long. I gotta go dig that up and repost it.
Let's go.
3 of us are totally broke.
I think I just cleaned house here, guys and girls.
You think so?
I have the best hand. Unless someone has an ace-high flush. Or a straight flush.
You got that 6?
Woo! I got saved. Yes. I'm back in the game.
Wait. Hold on. What happened?
Woo-hoo!
What happened with the side pot? Oh, he had
Wait,
double.
oh,
ace.
Otter, how do you
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I thought I only won 0.55. I didn't see there was another
Yeah.
side pot.
I
Yeah,
was
no,
hoping
but-
that I would get a straight, but I didn't.
You won the main pot and the side. Wow, what a comeback!
See, you guys didn't bet aggressively enough because, like,
I was
went all
broke.
the way.
I bet as aggressively as I could.
I went
went
all the
all
way
in on the-
to the river with a pair of 8s.
I went all in on the flop.
Oh, you must have had nothing then.
I had a straight draw. I mean, I had a flush draw and a king and a queen.
No,
high.
your stack was small.
Yeah, I mean, I had 0.5 ETH or something. It was
How
small,
did I
but not
call?
tiny.
How did I call half
Or
an ETH?
0.4,
and even
0.4.
recognize?
Yeah, it was like 0.4, something like that. I mean, you could look at the history, I'm sure.
Pung, you need 1 Sepolia ETH, or you need at least half a Sepolia ETH to sit down. This is a tell me you're a base developer without telling me you're a base developer table. Tell me you
Considering
know
that
someone at consensus without telling me you know someone at consensus.
the Sepolia faucet only gives you 0.05 ETH. Kind of sucks.
The base Sepolia faucet will give you 0.01.
Is this
every
base Sepolia or real Sepolia?
This is base
This is
Sepolia.
base.
I mean, it's the same. It's just bridged.
I just bridged it. Yeah.
But
Oh, right. So this is base Sepolia we're on. Okay. For some reason, I thought we were on Sepolia.
that said, you could launch this on mainnet because the only on-chain transactions are deposit withdrawal, and those are cheaper than swaps on Uni. So, like, there would be no reason to even run this game on an L2. You could get all of the I'll check that. You could get all of the liquidity from ETH mainnet, and it would feel exactly like it does here.
I also found a weird proof of work Sepolia mining thing on the web, which was weird, but I got 2.5 Sepolia ETH out of it. So
Oh, that's the one I usually use. Works pretty well.
yeah, it does work pretty well.
Thank-
I think I ran it for like 45 minutes or something.
All right,
Got
so
that.
you don't have a queen. Either that or you just played me. Yeah, I had a pair of 5s. Oh, the hand wasn't over. He's like, well, I got a pair of 6s. I will call you.
Okay, guys, we probably need to wrap up the recording soon. Obviously, everybody can keep playing. Thanks everybody for your time. I think with that, this has been great, both architecturally, talking about what's going on technology wise, and also just the gameplay, watching like how things evolve, way to enhance the game, the audit trail. This is great. And again, like thanks to I think this has huge amount of potential for both verifiable games in general, but also even just hobbyists just have fun. So okay, so with that, hey, happy holidays again. Like feel free to keep playing, and I don't think we have any outro music, so we'll just go ahead and everybody wave the camera. See you later.
Thanks. This will be my last
See
hand.
y'all.
I'll probably jump
Okay.
off too.
See ya.
Bye.